What's up guys, Ray here with another armor update. Today I'm going to be talking about the Cyber Smoke costume from the game Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. This costume I made for Halloween this year, and I think it turned out pretty good considering. The parts I made were the helmet and the belt section mostly. The rest of the armor I bought at Dick's Sporting Goods. This chest and back piece is just Under Armour for hockey gear. These are just regular like rollerblade knee pads and shin pads. And I got some lacrosse shin pads which I cut off the ankle protectors so I could fit my wrists through. And then I got some gloves that I just spray painted gray. And then the belt section I made out of EVA foam, some hot glue, some buckles to strap it together like a belt, and some paint. Then the helmet here I made from cardstock paper, some water tubing, some smooth on resin, which I will show in a little bit. And then for the visors I just cut out some plastic that was transparent that I painted black using nightshade for the back of like car lights, and I painted it. I didn't do any sanding, as when I was working on this project I only had 2 weeks to work on it and I hadn't even printed it out, but I think it turned out pretty good. I will be doing some sanding later to make it look smoother and a bit better. But there's the whole costume right there. And then for underneath, I just used some Under Armour. Used some for the pants as well. Just used some Under Armour brand, like stretchy pants or whatever, underneath. And it was really cold this year, so this costume isn't the best for dealing with cool weather. But it turned out really good. A lot of people really liked it. So, and now I'm going to show you the parts list that I used for the helmet and the belt. Okay, here are all the materials I used to make the helmet. But first I have to note the person who modeled the helmet and the person who unfolded it. The modeler was Realm Studios and the unfolder was Petmaster. So, and I'll probably leave a link in the description below of the file if you guys want the file to make the helmet yourself. So, the materials I used mostly was the Smoothcast 300. It's the liquid plastic I used to harden up the helmet. And then this is the type of cardstock paper that I use. There we go. And so, you gotta have safety first. Well, these materials, however, are not toxic, but when I use the paint and other things like that, gotta wear a respirator. So, and then when I was doing some trimming, I used my Dremel here. This is the Dremel 4000. It's a pretty good Dremel. So I was dremeling inside to widen the neck hole so I could fit my head inside. And I did layer this really thick. I wasn't entirely sure how thick it should have been, but it's also fairly heavy. It weighs almost 7 pounds, which is pretty heavy for helmets. Normally it should only be about 3 pounds, but it's really sturdy, really strong. This is the other helmet I was working on. I've also smoothed on this. This is for the Elite Ranger that I'm going to be making in the future. It's all hardened. Nothing's been sanded or anything yet. It hasn't been painted or bonded or whatever. But that's kind of what I'm going to be using now for the future when I build helmets, if anyone is wondering what materials I use. So, inside the helmet, for padding, I used EVA foam and hot glue. You can see where the lenses are. And see if you can kind of see out of the lenses a little bit. Not really. It's kind of hard to see. But when I'm in it, you can see a lot better. So it's kind of what it looks like inside the helmet. But I did a quick paint job in this part and the actual helmet itself. are separated, so I tried to kind of sort of glue it using the smooth on, but it got kind of messy and kind of screwed up the paint a little bit. But I think it turned out pretty good. But again, with the materials, this is, in my opinion, by far the best type of paint, Krylon brand, for painting pretty much any costume with, because there's such a large variety of paints there, and it's an indoor-outdoor paint, so you can use it indoors, outdoors, and it's weather resistant, so that's another good thing about it. And then for gluing stuff in, use hot glue, like this type of hot glue gun, because you can detach it from the charger and carry it with you wherever. And I always recommend using or buying the big sticks, and as many as you can. This is an 8-pack, and that's what I always buy, because it's cheapest and you get the biggest bang for your buck. So these is really all the materials I use. I also use X-Acto knife. It's good kind of knife for cutting out the cardstock. So this is all the parts for the helmet. The other part I made is the belt section of Smoke here. I made it out of just some fabric I bought over at Vogue Fabrics. You could probably buy fabric at any local fabric store. These sections here I made out of EVA foam, and I spray painted them again using Krylon, and glue the cutout sections using the hot glue. And these are templates I made real quick to just trace and then make copies of the pieces, then I glued them together. Now I tried to get it as close as I could to the picture, but there are a few things that are imperfect, such as the silver trimming around the outside of this part here, and then like little small silver sections that outlined these sections right here. But I figured those minor details won't really matter that much, and people will know who the character is. So this is all the work I have done for the Cyber Smoke costume. A lot of people actually refer to me as Cyber Sub-Zero, which is from Mortal Kombat 9, which I did not know about when I was making this, so I guess it could also be a Cyber Sub-Zero costume as well. So if there's anything else you guys would like to know about this costume, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you have any suggestions, they're always greatly appreciated. If you have any ideas for other costumes that you'd want to see me build, just leave a comment below and I'll consider it. So thanks very much for watching this, and stay tuned for more.